G'day all, Matt from Value Adders here. Today I'm continuing my series on the big three pure cloud accounting apps in Australia, which is Xero, MYOB, Essentials, and today I'm going to focus on QuickBooks Online. I'm going to take aim at a big annoyance of mine with QuickBooks that really highlights the fact that it's an American company operating in Australia. For those who don't know, look, a lot of the US is still based around check payments business to business. They don't have the equivalent of the ABA file and supplier batch payments like we do here in Australia. So it's been sort of added to the product locally, but really it still leaves a lot to be desired compared to the other products around accounts payable and ABA batch file creation. So let's just jump in. Hopefully someone like Alex Chris in the US listens to this and realises that there needs to be more effort put into this in Australia. Hopefully this helps move the needle. Okay, so let's start with, against your bank account, you can actually nominate it to be a batch file bank account. So let's assume we've done that. If we come in and look at the suppliers, and I'm just going to bring up, say, my city water company here. If I go to the supplier details, I can't see anywhere the batch file payment details on the screen. I have to actually drill down to see whether there are batch payments. And you'll see here there's a little tick box just off the screen, actually. When you scroll down to it, I create a batch file to pay this supplier. I put in the BSB, account name, account number, and a statement text into there. All well and good, except I can't upload. So whilst you're able to, in QBo, upload your suppliers. If I come back to my supplier list, you'll see that I can come in here and I can import suppliers. Guess what? There's no details for BSB, account number, etc. Worse than that, there's no API endpoint to even do it electronically. So the only way to get supplier payment details into the supplier file in QBo is manually. So if you're new to QBo and you've got lots of suppliers, get ready for some data entry, guys. And guess what? There's no report to validate that those supplier bank account details are right. There's no way of accessing that information. I can't even use an API to run a custom report. So how do I audit those bank account details? I'm a bit worried that this wouldn't pass an audit because there's no way other than manually going in against each supplier and validating those bank account details. And that's a real problem for me in Australia around supplier batch payments. Let's jump in and actually do a supplier batch payment, and I'll have more of a whinge. So when I go in to create a batch and I select the relevant bank account that allows me to do batch payments, which I think might be this one, it does. You'll see here the opportunity to create a batch. When I want to create a batch, there's no way of saving it. There's no way of printing it. There's no way of getting an approval process. So that's okay. You can use your banking software to run that approval process. But it would be really nice if I can start creating a batch in the morning and finish it in the afternoon. Can't do that. It'd be great if I could email my manager the payment batch report for them to approve. It'd be great to have some way of validating the ABA file I'm about to create is what I want it to be. Because the problem is, if I go and create that ABA file and I find in my approval process in the banking software something wrong, I have to go and delete the batch, individually delete all the payments within that batch and then recreate it. There's no sort of process around that batch file creation, which I think is pretty annoying. To their credit, they have recently added batch emailing and remittance advices, though I have to say it is a little bit of a cumbersome workaround compared to what you get out of the MYOB and Xero equivalent. Anyway, hopefully someone at Intuit's listening and little older Australia gets a bit more attention and you do something about this AP payments.